أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome. I invite you to journey with me as we reflect on a really profound theme. That moment when reality is completely unveiled and the truth stands before us, undeniably clear.
So let's start with the one central question that this part of the Quran asks every single one of us. It's not a matter of if the truth will become clear, but rather, how are we going to respond when it does?
And really, this question sets the entire tone for the 24th Juzz of the Quran. It confronts us with that incredible moment when all the illusions we hold on to just fall away. And as we get deeper into the blessed month of Ramadan, the Quran's call for us to look beyond those veils we put on our own hearts gets stronger and stronger.
You see, the core message here is that divine guidance isn't something tricky or hard to find. It's not hidden away. More often than not, it's our own denial, our own resistance, that kind of creates a veil over the heart, stopping us from seeing what's already shining right in front of us. The outer truth, the zahir, is plain to see, but it's our inner state, the batin, that determines if we can actually receive it.
So how does the Quran help us unveil reality? Well, it shows us this clarity in two really profound ways. One is ultimate and final, and the other is with us in every single moment.
Okay, so first up, there's that ultimate, undeniable clarity of the Day of Judgment. This slide really shows that moment of sorting, where every soul sees the direct result of their life's choices. For those who lived with sincerity, it's this joyful homecoming. But for those who turned away, it's a direct confrontation with the very reality they spent their whole lives trying to ignore.
And wow, what a reception for those who listened. This verse from Surah Al-Zumar paints such a beautiful picture of their journey's end. It's because their inner state of sincerity, their ikhlas, was in perfect harmony with their outer actions. And so the greeting they receive is one of complete and perfect peace.
Now, the second kind of clarity isn't something we have to wait for. It's all around us, right here, right now. It's in the constant, unfolding signs of the universe. The Quran is always asking us to just look, to engage in dhikr, that remembrance and reflection that turns these outer signs into a deep, inner awareness of the divine.
So all these outer signs, they point to an inner truth, a recognition deep within the soul. But how the heart responds to that truth? Well, that's the real story, isn't it? And this is where we see two very different paths begin to emerge from within.
In Surah Ghafir, the Forgiver, we get this powerful story of courage. It's about a single believer in a tyrant's court. His journey, from hiding his faith to speaking out, was all rooted in this profound trust in God, in tawakkul. It's just a timeless lesson in what it means to have integrity.
His quiet bravery is one path. But the Quran also asks us to look at the other side of the coin, the path of the tyrant and his court, the path of turning away. Why? I mean, when the signs are so clear, why would a heart choose to look the other way?
Well, the inner reason is often psychological. It's rooted in the work of tazkiyah, or purifying the self. We resist truth because, frankly, it threatens the comfortable stories we tell ourselves. This is what we can call the ego's narrative. It's the identity we've built, and our ego will fight to defend that story, that comfortable illusion, even when reality is calling us to something truer. Ultimately, when you boil it all down, the resistance comes from one simple but very challenging fact. Accepting the truth demands that we change. It asks us to let go of old habits, of our pride, of the very stories we've built our lives on. And that kind of transformation, it can feel like a lot.
And this timeless struggle isn't just some ancient story. It is just as relevant for us today as it was back then. In fact, our modern world has its own unique way of challenging us in this very struggle.
I mean, think about it. We live in an age with more information than ever before. We can look up anything, instantly. But all of that knowledge doesn't automatically lead to spiritual clarity. This slide really gets to the heart of the paradox. Endless data, but often a real lack of inner certainty, of peace, of what's called yaqeen, that state of profound, soul-deep conviction.
And that's because truth isn't just something to be known with the mind. It has to be lived with the heart. It's a journey that takes us from just having information to actually experiencing transformation. That's the whole essence of spiritual work, of tazkiyah. And so the Quran invites us to turn this lens inward.
So let's take a moment and ask ourselves some really honest questions. Do I resist truths that challenge my habits or my ego?
Do I stay quiet when kindness and justice require a voice? Do I actually see the divine signs in my day-to-day life, or do I just walk right past them? And maybe most importantly, am I really, truly willing to change when guidance becomes clear?
You know what this journey teaches us is that clarity isn't neutral. It's, as this quote puts it so perfectly, both a gift and a test. It's a gift because it shows us the way forward, but it's also a test of what we're going to do with that knowledge. It carries a profound responsibility.
And so we end right where we began, with the ultimate question that this part of the Quran leaves ringing in our hearts. When the veils are finally lifted, when the signs are undeniable, and when reality presents itself without any ambiguity, what will our response be?
May Allah grant us hearts that can recognize the truth, the humility to accept it, and the courage to live by it. Amen. This reflection was compiled with gratitude by Mir Ali Shah, a seeker sharing through the Living the Wisdom of the Quran podcast. And we ask for forgiveness and acceptance for any AI-related mispronunciations or errors.
Thank you so much for sharing in this reflection. Peace be with you.